Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin McCarthy is on his way out as Speaker of the House if Matt Gaetz gets his way. See GOP's lawmaker not so veiled against House Speaker. Okay, so you have Matt Gaetz who just needs, if you look at this CBS News article, a single member for a vote of no confidence. Now you have Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, a whole bunch of people who want to impeach the entire electorate, really, within the Republican Party wants to impeach Joe Biden. Hunter's laptop, it is not just opinion, it is a fact that if Trump or Jared Kushner or Donald Trump Jr. or Eric Trump had that laptop, it is a fact they would have already indicted and convicted Trump and everyone around him from the information on that laptop. The laptop from you know where. That's why 51 intelligence officials said it was a plot by the Kremlin. Everything that points to actual crimes, law breaking, criminal behavior, corruption is always a plot by another country. You'd have to be a complete imbecile to believe that. But unfortunately, you have the majority of the Democratic Party that believes anything. The cognitive dissonance is wrapped around a cloak of Cold War, Red Scare, McCarthy era hysteria. So anything bad, anything corrupt within the Democratic Party that's obvious criminality or corruption is always linked to a plot by the Kremlin to deceive you about how bad Democrats are, thus forcing you to vote for Trump. These are the same people who pontificate about accepting results. They never accept the results of anything unless they're victorious. But hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen. You only need one member of Congress to force a vote. Now, McCarthy is going to impeach Biden. Biden, within that laptop where he forced out a prosecutor, and within the laptop, he forced out a prosecutor, but within the laptop, there's actually a quote, an email from the organization that benefited from having that prosecutor in that country forced out. The quote in the email is, "How can you use your influence on the company's behalf?" which is almost verbatim. And then you have hundreds of millions of dollars in shell corporations linked to Hunter, classified data that was summarized, according to Ted Cruz, to facilitate business deals by the Bidens. And that's according to Ted Cruz. So the way Democrats work is it's always a conspiratorial theory, or it is just Republicans being bad and evil. And so when you point to, hey, Chuck Grassley, Ted Cruz, other like mainstream Republicans, not Republicans that you could just disregard by being too closely linked to Trump. If the Republican, this is what the liberal mindset. If the Republican Party actually says, hey, you know what? There's corruption there, then it's just disregarded as bad Republicans. If Trump actually tells the truth that he didn't work with the Kremlin, or that, oh my goodness, there were so many anomalies and bizarre occurrences in 2020, so maybe we should investigate with an actual investigation with witness testimony, under oath, affidavits that are actually addressed. Maybe we should just go ahead and address those issues. Democrats immediately just disregard that. Okay, they don't want to look at anything that is beneficial to Trump and detrimental to them. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that they either say it's just Trump, don't trust it, or the Republicans are bad, don't trust it, or it is a plot by the Kremlin, don't trust it. Okay, so the impeachment, though, will be devastating politically for Democrats and for mashed potato brains. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. To read my writing on The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, other publications, go to hagoodman.com. My Patreon is below. My super thanks is below next to the like and the share buttons. The important thing to remember is that they're going to impeach Biden. Okay, that is exactly why That is exactly why Trump backed McCarthy to begin with. They're going to impeach Biden on clear and obvious bribery, graft, pay-to-play schemes. There is no laptop with Trump. Okay, they've accused Trump of having of a racketeering organization, but it was nothing of the sort. These were like-minded individuals in politics, which exists. The entire Democratic Party is not only like-minded; they're like artificial intelligence robots. They agree with everything, even the most outlandish things, like a fair and neutral primary in 2016, and then Debbie Wasserman Schultz resigns in disgrace. But they'll believe anything. They'll think that Trump is a Kremlin operative because obviously that's how he could have defeated Clinton. They'll just believe anything. They fancy themselves, Democrats, liberal Democrats fancy themselves the most educated, idealistic, lofty, noble, morally superior group of individuals. The opposite is true. Okay, they'll believe anything. The tribalism is unbelievable. It's so strong. They'll disown friends and family. And when you force them to look at the facts, private servers with Clinton, for example, and I think she'll eventually be the 24 nominee, but private servers with top secret intel. Okay, Trump didn't have private servers. Okay, he was a president with the power to declassify. Clinton was not. Huge difference, but they indict Trump, but not Clinton. Okay. They accused Trump in Georgia of a racketeering enterprise. He didn't have an organization. These were Republicans, state Republicans, his attorneys and cabinet officials. That's not a racketeering organization, and it's going to be thrown out by the Supreme Court if he gets convicted. Then you get the FEC fining Clinton for the Steele dossier. Her headquarters are in New York, I believe, or the Clinton campaign's headquarters. But New York goes and indicts Trump for hush money payments that were not found to be a fine by the FEC. So you have, a complete double standard. And that's why when Trump is going up against Biden, it's basically a tie. If the Democrat is not up by 3 to 4 points after you've indicted your political rivals 4 different times, okay, then Trump runs away with it. Look, here's the reality of the situation in America today. The country as a whole is a lot more conservative than people think. Most of the counties, 2,300 or so, 2,400, something like that, around major counties around the country are red, conservative. Then you have cities and 400 plus counties that mashed potato brains won. Okay, but if you don't have all of media, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have all of late night, if you don't have social media algorithms, if you don't have 50 intelligence officials, if you don't have every single possible advantage propping up Democrats, they will not win. Okay? Democrats are popular because they have media as an extension of the Democratic Party. If media did the same hit pieces on Democrats, same investigative journalism, you'd find a lot more than Trump not paying taxes. So, I mean, for example, you have a foundation linked to the Clintons that have far greater scandals than Trump not paying taxes. But what media will focus on, and they'll get Pulitzer Prizes on, is, disparaging Trump. Any investigative journalism pertaining to Hunter is repackaged and marketed as a plot by Putin. Okay, so you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where the entire American political establishment is leveled at Trump. McCarthy knows he has to impeach Biden. Okay, if he doesn't, then he's going to get ousted. The interesting thing is McCarthy might be right. They might want to wait until right before November of 2024 and impeach him right before. So you might have that might be, ladies and gentlemen, the right course. I mean, you start the impeachment process. The impeachment process takes about 6 to 7, 8 months or so. So you started you started in January. You have to start it at the end of the summer or beginning of December, winter time, sorry, fall. You get it rolling by January, February, March, and You impeach him right before November for obvious crimes. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now.